I don't with demons.
Maybe not, but Kesha's going ghost hunting and telling us all about it. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrew Abelke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5, starting with a romantic wedding 20 years in the making.
I was on my way to you.
Mrs. Jennifer Lynn Affleck is back at work after she and Ben Affleck tied the knot Saturday in Las Vegas.
The newlyweds, who got engaged in April, were married just before midnight.
A source tells People that Ben and Jen waited with 3 other couples in line to obtain their marriage license. They were very low-key, very polite, and they were even seen smooching in line.
Jennifer wore 2 wedding dresses.
She said in her newsletter that the first was from an old movie.
Just saving it and saving it and saving it, and now I'm wearing it on my wedding day.
Then she tucked into the chapel break room to change into an off-the-shoulder long-sleeve lace gown.
And the groom also wore white.
A venue insider says that they wanted the ceremony to be very simple. A source adds that they do plan on having a bigger party later on for family and friends.
But they're not planning a honeymoon.
That's because Jen says every day with Ben is a honeymoon.
It may be wedded bliss for Jen and Ben, but it's over for these couples. Chelsea Handler announced she and Joe Coy have parted ways, along with a video recorded pre-split.
Hey, guess what? We're celebrating our 1-year anniversary together.
A source tells People their friends are hopeful they can still work it out. After 4 years of marriage, Emily Ratajkowski and her husband Sebastian Bear McLeod have also called it quits, with a source revealing it was Emily's decision, but she's staying strong and focusing on their 1-year-old son. And while Vanessa Bryant paid tribute to Kobe, taking her daughters to the southern Italian city where he lived as a child, as his father played professional basketball abroad, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle visited New York City, where Harry gave a speech to the United Nations in honor of Nelson Mandela International Day. In it, Harry shared how he has always found hope and more in Africa.
It's where I felt closest to my mother and sought solace after she died, and where I knew I had found a soulmate in my wife.
Next up, the post you've been loving this week. Vanessa Hudgens took fans along for Sarah Hyland's beachy bachelorette in Mexico, where the bride and her besties enjoyed a luxury resort, a boat ride, and of course, some dancing. What more could a girl ask for? This as BFFs Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson roasted each other on TikTok.
I'm passing the phone to somebody that doesn't wash the back of their knees.
Don't encourage that, guys. I'm passing the phone back to someone who wears a thong backwards.
I'm passing the phone to somebody that's been lying about his Hawaiian heritage for his whole career.
The best part? It's all in good fun. Sabrina Carpenter is celebrating her new album, Emails I Can't Send,
Tell me who I am, guess I don't have a choice.
and got pretty emotional as she thanked everyone who listened so far. While Jason Derulo marked a milestone with his 14-month-old son, Jason King.
You ready?
His first frozen yogurt. What a treat! In this week's issue of People, Demi Moore is psyched to turn 60 in November.
Demi tells me she feels more alive and present than ever as she looks ahead to her milestone 60th birthday in November. Embracing her age has been liberating for her. She says she's looking forward to not being defined by a number, but instead by her experience.
Demi made her mark as an actress, fought for pay equity in Hollywood, bared her soul in a best-selling memoir, and raised 3 daughters, Rumor, Tallulah, and Scout, with her ex, Bruce Willis. Now she's taking on a new challenge.
Demi designed a collection for inclusive swimwear brand Andy Swim. She's modeling her own creations for the campaign, bikinis included.
And she's on a mission to do it all her way.
She says it's about rethinking outdated rules of what women should or shouldn't wear after a certain age, and challenging the ideas that women can't feel sexy or that they become less desirable as they get older.
Moving on to a story you've been following closely on People.com.
And you've seen a scan of your brain, haven't you?
Yeah, and there's quite a bit missing.
Literally, really.
Yeah, which always makes me laugh.
Game of Thrones star Emilia Clarke opened up to BBC One this week about the 2 brain aneurysms she suffered in 2011 and 2013.
Just the most excruciating pain, huge vomiting, trying to regain consciousness.
She explained that with the amount of her brain that is no longer usable, it's remarkable she's able to speak and live a normal life without repercussions.
I'm in the really, really, really small minority of people that can survive that.
I was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms.
According to Amelia, having the hit HBO series to film at the time of her health scare was incredibly helpful because she says it gave her a purpose. Now let's switch gears to some screen time. I'm so excited to be joined now by Kesha. Her new show, Conjuring Kesha, is streaming on Discovery Plus now.
When I'm not on stage, I'm exploring my connection to the supernatural.
I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you have to give me 1 answer. For question number 2, you have to give me 2 answers, and so on. Let's get started. In Conjuring Kesha, you explore some of the nation's biggest mysteries, haunted locations, and supernatural phenomena. And you've said that this show changed your life. What is one way the show changed you?
It made me believe that there's something else to this life that we will never understand or comprehend, which is really exciting.
A lot of things have happened that have been weird.
I wanted to catch it on camera so people could, if they haven't had their own experience, could experience it with me, because I also get so excited about the paranormal and the supernatural that I want to share it.
Other than the supernatural, what is one thing that scares you?
Mayonnaise is terrifying. I think mayonnaise should be illegal.
In Conjuring Kesha, you were searching for something bigger than yourself. But I think in these scary moments, we have realizations about who we are. Through this experience, what are 2 things that you learned about yourself?
One is I don't with demons.
We're about to go get haunted.
Amazing. Oh my God. 2, I think ghosts like me. More than the average person, I must say. Not to sound like a narcissist, but I think they like me better. Whatever's in here. How's it going?
What do you think it is about you that makes ghosts like you more than most people?
I just treat them all the same, and I chat to them, and I brought them toys, and I'm very respectful with the ghosts.
The show is so fun because you bring along some friends and celebrity guests, and it's cool to see who's scared and who's not. If there is a 2nd season, is there a celebrity guest that you'd love to bring along for the ride?
Well, I would love to have Cardi. That would be amazing.
Ow. Cardi would be great.
Me and Cardi at a haunted place, that would just be mayhem.
You've said that the supernatural comes naturally to you. What are 3 other interests or hobbies that are a natural fit in your life?
Swimming with sea creatures, playing with makeup and clothes. And I've really gotten into baking.
What kind of sea creatures have you swam with?
Go to the Galapagos, swim, get your dive license and go swimming with hammerhead sharks. It's absolutely mind-blowing, and it feels like you're on a different planet.
Another thing I think is very natural for you is you are a great cat mom.
Thanks. I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to be bragging, but I'm a really good cat mom.
In the show, you're checking things off your paranormal bucket list. I saw on your Instagram you were recently in Iceland climbing glaciers, which is so fun. I was actually just in Iceland too. It was definitely on my bucket list. What are 4 things that are topping your bucket list right now?
Well, I have always wanted to make a paranormal show.
Anybody that knows me knows I love staying in a super haunted house.
This is actually the #1 thing on my bucket list. So I had the best time ever, and it changed my life making it. So I hope it reads like that. #2 thing on my bucket list is I really want to go to this place called the Jellyfish Lake in Palau. There's a whole lake where you can swim with jellyfish all over you, and they don't sting you. You just swim through this ocean of jellyfish. I really want to go on a polar safari and swim with narwhals. And my 4th thing on my bucket list would be to sleep for 12 hours.
I love how adventurous you are. Have you always been this way? You have things you want to accomplish like this show and you just do them?
That's really how my mom raised me. She always was like, what you want to be, just be it. Confidence, it's all about pretending. Especially when you're having a day, you just put the makeup on, you put the clothes on that make you feel like a bad You put the music on that makes you feel like a bad and then I sometimes, this is so corny, I will look in the mirror and be like, you're a bad mother. You are a bad. What are we doing today? We're not pouting. You're a bad.
Finally, give me 5 words to describe your new show, Conjuring Kesha.
Magical, funny, scary, weird, enlightening.
I'm entering the darkness. Time to face my fears.
Kesha, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, be sure to watch Conjuring Kesha. It's streaming now on Discovery+.
And remember, you're a bad. You got this.
All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.